Hey there, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through a live build of a new SaaS platform that I'm creating called Beacon. It's going to be an AI search visibility tracker, which will allow you to see where your website is ranking across all of the major LLMs, including ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. And in this tutorial, we're going to be using OpenCode, llm 5.2, and DeepSeek v4 Pro, as well as Codeex and Claude Code. So enjoy the tutorial. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also go ahead and check out my school community, AI Income Lab. We've currently got almost 3,000 members in there. New people are joining every single day. I offer a 7-day free trial, and then it's $29 per month. We'd love to see you inside the community. And with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through a live build of my new software as a service platform. This is an AI visibility tracker and optimizer that I'm building. It's currently called Beacon until I can come up with a better name. This is the simple landing page that you will see when you go to the website. And this is still very much an MVP, minimal viable product. You can see I'm still building it out over here inside Codeex, and we're also using OpenCode as well as Claude Code to do this. So first of all, I could go ahead and sign in or create an account using Clerk. This is already integrated into the app. So this is what the dashboard looks like for Beacon. We've got a couple different options to choose from, including the overview, which is basically just going to give you the overall visibility score of your website, the presence, average position, the mentions, the win rate, as well as the trend. Most of these are not interactable yet. I've only been building this for around 2 to 3 hours so far. We're using llm 5.2, which is the latest and greatest AI model coming out of China, as well as DeepSeek v4 Pro. You can see over here inside OpenCode, I've only spent about $10 on llm 5.2 and $2.50 on DeepSeek v4 Pro. On the Go plan, this is all included for $10 per month, and you can see my monthly usage is only at 37%. So very, very cost effective, and llm 5.2 is currently giving Claude Fable 5 and Opus 4.8 a run for its money. If we come over to the OpenCode data website, you can see DeepSeek v4 Pro is currently ranking number 2, llm 5.2 is number 4. If we click on DeepSeek v4 Pro, you can see the cost over here is only 43 cents per million input tokens and 87 cents per million output tokens. We can compare that to llm 5.2, which is $1.40 per million input tokens and $4.40 per million output tokens. So it is, about 5 times more expensive roughly, and we can see that reflected over here as well. So basically, if I have a complex task, I would just use llm 5.2. Otherwise, DeepSeek v4 Pro is perfectly capable. Ultimately, what I want this to do is, when you first create an account, you can enter in your domain name, similar to Tracker, which is my favorite AI visibility tracking tool. You would just enter in your domain over here, and then you could go straight to the dashboard. This is very, very similar to what I'm building. I'm basically emulating many of the things that they're doing. So for example, over here inside the Claude desktop app, you can see I just told it to create a detailed prompt to build an AI visibility tool in Claude Code, which matches much of the same functionality and design of Tracker.ai. So then it was able to create that detailed prompt, which I simply pasted into OpenCode, or Claude Code in this case, and it went through and started building the initial version. And then from there, I just told it to read all of the docs and then create another detailed prompt to run it in Codeex to build out all of the core features. So that's exactly what we have over here. These are many of the same features that are available in Tracker, which is $100 per month. They just recently raised the price from $70 up to $100 per month. I don't really want to spend $100 per month on this, even though it is a fantastic tool. I've just decided, why not create my own version of it? And that's exactly what we're doing over here inside Beacon. So keep in mind, still very much an early, minimal viable product, but it is coming together pretty quickly. And now we're actually starting to pull live data from DataForSEO. You can create your free account, and I think it gives you like $1 of test credits to play around with. And the nice thing about this one is that it has an MCP, which you can connect up to your coding harness, and then you could pull in a lot of the data using the MCP, and it shows you exactly how to do that over here. I'll come over to the terminal. I'm just going to run that, and that's going to install the MCP. Another nice thing is that it gives you access to a lot of the LLM data. So if you just come on down to AI Optimization Data API, you can see it can find the prompts that you might want to rank for and just pull in all of this data directly into your app, including AI keyword data, LLM responses. It's got a bunch of different stuff built in over here. And then basically it's just a matter of telling OpenCode or Codeex or Claude Code, whatever you're using, to read all of the documentation and then just build it into your app. So that's exactly what we're doing. And it's just starting to build in a lot of that stuff into my app so that we're getting live data instead of mock data. So I'm just going to run this in the localhost server. We can come over to the dashboard, and now we should be able to see if it's actually pulling in live data. So I would just connect to my organization over here using Clerk, but I think that's currently not working on localhost. I would need to just push up a new version to Versal. And then ultimately the goal with this is to allow the user to connect up their domain, and then it will pull in all of this data so that they can see where they're ranking across the LLMs and then close up the content gaps using a skill, such as over here on skills.sh. We've currently got almost 1 million skills to choose from over here. And it's really a simple matter of just saying, okay, I want to write a blog article that satisfies this prompt, and then you supply it with the output from ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, whichever LLM you want to rank for, and then it will just go ahead and write those blog articles. So that's what I've done over here on Tube Analytics, and this is how I'm showing up in many of the major LLMs. I've currently got 500 articles on my blog for Tube Analytics, and all of these are super well optimized for generative engine optimization, which is what you're going to need to do to start showing up in the LLMs. And then you can also see how many AI crawlers are visiting your site on an hourly, daily, weekly basis over here as well. And it will just show you which crawlers are visiting your site. A lot of this stuff I'm going to have to use Prisma. It's like a back-end system that you can use for a lot of this stuff, and this is also available through Versal as well. And then it's also going to recommend like what you would need to fix up for all of your files. This is one of the top things that you need to do in order to start showing up in the LLMs. Is you need to make sure you have the robots.txt file, the llms.txt file. There's another one called ai.txt. Those are some of the core files that you need to have set up properly. Otherwise, basically, the LLMs are not going to be able to crawl your site. So you need to make sure they are allowed to crawl the site. And then it's also going to give you the actions that you need to take on your site in order to fix up a lot of this stuff as well. Click and drag these to show which ones are done and which ones are in progress and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a similar layout to Trello in this case. And then for the reports, you could just see, how you're progressing. And then it's also going to have integrations over here as well. So you can connect up Google Analytics, potentially Slack, Notion, GitHub, Cloudflare, all that sort of stuff. So still very much a work in progress, but it's coming together pretty quickly. And most of this I'm just doing inside OpenCode because, as I've already mentioned, it's very, very cheap. I'm spending, virtually nothing on credits because this is just built directly into the Go plan, which is only $10 per month. And I'm also going to leave a link in the description below where you can sign up for the Go plan. We're already getting new people joining. So essentially, you'll get $5 in usage credits, and then I will also get $5 in credits as well. I could just show you some of the things that we're doing over here. So this is basically just adding in data for SEO to pull in the real live data using the API. And you can see this just goes on and on and on. We're cranking out a lot of code. And in this case, we're using DeepSeek V4 Pro in this tab. And over here, we're just using llm 5.2. So this is kind of like my daily workflow combined with Codeex. And then also we've got Claude Code running over here as well. And I'm currently using Opus 4.8 because I've noticed that Fable 5 is just blowing through credits like crazy. I'm already maxing out my credits for the week over here inside Opus 4.8. And this is going to reset in about 5 days. So I need to use this a little bit sparingly. That's why I combine it with Codeex and OpenCode. And if I want to continue as I was doing over here, I could just say continue, and it will just continue building out the app. So it's going to pick up on the Prisma connection. Just want to make sure that Prisma is connected up properly. As I'm going to offer this as a subscription plan so that people can sign up. I haven't actually built in the Stripe functionality yet, but that's going to be the next thing that I'm going to be doing over here. So I could just tell llm 5.2 to build the pricing page. So once I tell it to do that, it's going to get started pretty quickly over here. Just going ahead and building out the complete pricing page and connecting it up to Stripe so that I can start accepting payments on my software as a service. You can see it's just going through and checking off each one of these on the to-do list until the pricing page is finished. And I just want like a 3-tier system similar to what we've got over here in Tracker, which shows the different prices. So it says Stripe is already installed, so that's good. And now it's just going to set up the billing page right here. It'll do everything for me within a couple minutes over here in llm 5.2 in OpenCode. In the process of building out the pricing page using llm 5.2, it looks like I did hit my OpenCode Go limit. The 5-hour usage limit has been reached, and that's just going to reset in like 4 hours. We can see over here the rolling usage for the 5 hours is already maxed out. And if I take a look at the usage over here, sure enough, I've spent $12 on llm 5.2 in this case. So it's definitely blowing through credits pretty quickly. I've got 58%, and then also I can use my affiliates to roll back the usage since I'm starting to get awards over here. Window. So if I did want to do that, I could just go ahead and use this award. So I'm just going to apply that. And now that's going to roll down my 5-hour usage to now only 60%. And now it should be able to finish up building out the pricing page since I've only got 60% of my 5-hour usage now. Yep, so it's just going to finish up the pricing page over here. It says billing is done and all the gates are green, so it's just going to verify the pages render with the dev server, and then we should get the pricing page live. And now if I want to test this out on my dev server over here, I could just spool it up. There we go. So now we have the finished pricing page. This looks pretty good right away. It says Stripe is not configured yet, but we can set that up easily enough. And it looks like it's just going to be a free trial. So you can start a free trial for, let's say, 7 days. It's got the growth plan or the scale plan in here, starting at $99 per month for the growth plan and $299 a month for the scale plan. It's also got all of the features down here as well as any questions that you may have in the facts section. Just need to connect it up to Stripe and should be good to go. Let me know if you would be interested in testing out a platform like this when it's actually available and live in production. Just drop a comment down below. And also go ahead and check out my school community. We've currently got almost 3,000 members in here. It's now a free trial for 7 days, and then it starts at $29 per month after that. You can take a look around the classroom for courses, tutorials, as well as my coaching program, which is for 6 weeks. This is the high ticket program. Then you can also introduce yourself inside the community tab over here as well. New people are joining every single day. We'd love to see you inside the school community. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching this video. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take care, stay safe. Peace from Thailand. We'll see you in the next one. Signing off.